Now let's go and record. See if we can be able to record. So remember, we are starting with the Cashbook receipts or cash receipts journal. So we must go back down there and make sure that we identify any transactions where we said CBR. Can you see now? On the 5th, we've got Minty here. Can you see now? On the 5th, we have got Minty, as you can see here. And so we need to make sure that we go and record Minty there. Can you see now? So you can see that Minty here on the 5th. We've got RTO1. Remember, please take a screenshot or maybe, but I'm also going to give you this paper so that I can check. And then make sure that you go and record this amount of 40,000. Can you see now? So I will have Minty here. Okay. Firstly, let's see. Just gonna double check something. So it's gonna be, note this, it's gonna be RT1, RT01. I'm gonna go up there, guys. So I'm gonna go there. Sorry guys, I'm using, the screen is not favorable now. So here I'm gonna have RT. Let's see if we can work. RT101, and the date is the 5th. Can you see now? Remember the date was the 5th, and the name of that business. Remember the name of the business was Minty. Okay, Minty here. Okay. And then the amount was 40,000. Remember, it was 40,000, and that 40,000 was, if let's go and check, the 40,000 is up here. I want you to see everything. The 40,000 is here on the 5th. We were selling what? We were selling the stock. So meaning we must go, and this 40,000, remember, it is including VAT. Okay, so obviously you need to make sure that if they don't tell you that the amount is including VAT, it means it's including VAT because we are VAT vendors. So I'm gonna go back and make sure that I record this amount. Remember, I'm gonna record how much? 40,000. Record 40,000. Under analysis, how I prefer to do it. 40,000 here under analysis. Can you see now? And I won't go to bank yet because I'm not sure if I have to go to the bank. Okay, but what I prefer to do with my students, I always advise them here. Just make sure that you record. You say include VAT. It helps. I'm telling you, it will help you a lot. Say include VAT. You must also include VAT here. You don't have to do it. I'm just saying for me it makes sense when I do this. And then exclude VAT. That's how I do it. Obviously it's VAT. I'm not going to write anything here. Here, no VAT at all because we don't calculate VAT because VAT has been calculated already. And then when it comes to here, I must also exclude VAT. This will help you a lot so that you cannot make mistakes. So if you've got any cost of sales, you go there and check. Yes, even with the cost of sales, you must exclude VAT. So this will help you a lot. I'm telling you, it will help you a lot. So exclude VAT, exclude VAT. So let me just write, yes, exclude VAT. And let me just change the color maybe because this color is not that bright. Let me see if I put this one. So this will help you a lot. So make sure that you do that. So we put here because the amount is including VAT. And then if we check our question up there, remember, I'm not going to transfer to the bank now, but I can still transfer if I want, but let's go and check up there. If we go up, On the 5th, this is the only transaction that took place on the 5th. It means I can take it to the bank. Can you see now? Or there's no any other information whereby they say I must go to the bank on a particular day. So it means this 40,000 now will go to the bank. Can you see now? So this will go to the bank. So what I must do, I'm just gonna underline. Sorry guys, I have a ruler. Just to show that I'm ready to go to the bank, and I'm just gonna go and record how much into the bank. I'm gonna record 40,000 into the bank. Seems now, I prefer if you do this first so that you can avoid confusion. Okay, so far I've got this, but this is not complete. Secondly, we need to check here. This is a sale, and the amount that I must put here obviously must exclude VAT. So I must make sure that I take out VAT out of this. It is important for me to calculate VAT first. Remember, I said if you are dealing with an amount that is including VAT, you will use 15 over 105. Remember? So therefore, for this amount of 40, for me to find VAT here, I'm going to say, for example, I'm going to say 15 divided by 115. Why am I doing that? It's because the amount that I'm using is including VAT times 40,000. Okay. So how much do I get? I get 5,217.39. Now, so this is the amount that I got after calculation. You can even check from your side. Maybe I'm incorrect, but as long as you know that that is the amount that I'm looking for. Okay, listen now. So this amount, I'm just gonna put it under what? VAT. I prefer to calculate VAT first because it is easy. Calculate VAT first. After doing that, I just take 40,000 and I minus this amount. Now, I just say 40,000 minus 5,217.39. When I do that, I get is the amount that I get 34,782.61. Can you see now? It is very easy if you do it like this. Which yet, so you must first calculate VAT and then you say, but you can still do this if you want. If you want to calculate sales first, obviously you were supposed to say 40,000 times 100 over 115. You will get this directly. 100 over 115 times 40,000, you will get this. Thereafter, say 40 minus 34, you get 520. The only thing that is remaining here is to find what? Cost of sales. Please always make sure that you calculate cost of sales as the last, because most students make mistakes. Remember, cost of sales can only be calculated by using the sales. So now I've got the sale. Come here. Please. Sales. I hope it makes sense. Cost. Remember, the cost here, let me change the color, maybe to get better. You are looking for the cost, you just say equals. Just say if you want to do that. Can you see now? And you know the sales. So the sales amount that you know you're going to put here. Can you see now? And in this case, our sales amount is this amount. Remember this amount. This is our sales amount that I'm looking for. Can you see now? So that sales amount, I'll come and write it here. That's how I do the calculations. Can you see now? So can you see? So now the fraction will be, remember, wherever I put question mark, I put on top. Wherever I put the amount, I put at the bottom. So therefore, the calculation will be 100 divided by 150 times 34, can you see now? 0.6, 0.61, 0.61. Can you see now? And how much if you just use the calculator from your side? Let's see how much you got. For me, I got 23,118. Can you see? This is the amount that I got. So this is my cost of sales. So my cost of sales here will be that amount. Can you see how easy is that? So that is my cost of sales. So meaning from now on for this question, whenever I calculate cost of sales, I'm going to use 100 over 150 because I don't have to do it again here. But you can still do it again, keep changing the amount here. I hope it makes sense. Now the second transaction, let's go and check. I'm just going to delete this so that you cannot be confused. But let me leave it for now. I'm going to go to the next transaction is on the 12th, I think so, because here I see CBP. I'm looking only for CBR. CBR. It's on the 12th here. We've got Johnson stores. We sold goods again for cash. For how much? For 8,000. Can you see now? Similar to what we just did. So again, I'm going to go there. The amount is 8,000. Note. So I'm going to go there. And obviously, it's going to be R2, RT202. See, that's the amount. You see 202, and the date is the 12th. You see now? And then the name, the details. We sold to Johnson, guys. I'm just not calling Johnson because of space, just Johnson's stores. You see now? Can you see now? And then how much was that amount? That amount is 8,000. Once again, I check if I can go to the bank. So if I go and check up there on the 12th, this is the only transaction that goes to the CBR. So I'll just go to the bank. But to show that I'm ready for action, I'm just gonna do that. Let me change the color once again because I want everything to look the same. Like me, I always look the same. You see? So I'm just gonna underline. Yes, I'm ready to go to the bank. Guys, this is nice. I'm telling you, this is nice. Same procedure. Can you see now? Again, we can calculate VAT first, obviously. And remember, for us to calculate VAT, we need this amount of 8,000. So it means I'm going to use the same thing here. I'm just going to delete this one at the bottom here. So I'm just going to use the same thing, times, no Johnson, I want that 8,000. And then if I times by 8,000, how much is VAT? Let's see. That is this amount, 1043. So that 1043 is the VAT that I'm going to put here. See, 1043, that's the VAT. And therefore, 8,000 minus 1043, use the calculator and see how much you got. Because I may make mistakes, but I trust you. Remember, you are my auditors. And then this is what I get, 6956.5. Can you see how easy is that? It's just similar to what we just did here. And the last thing that we do, we are going to go and calculate what cost of sales. But we know that for us to accurately calculate cost of sales, we must always use sales excluding VAT. Guys, please do not use the amount including VAT. I know you're going to make a mistake. Please, I'm begging you, make sure that you always use sales. That's why I said cost of sales must be the last thing to calculate. Make sure that you use sales column, which is currently excluding VAT, for you to calculate cost of sales, which must be excluding VAT. Because if you use this one, can you see the amount that you're going to get that's going to be including that? So please do not do that. Therefore, like I said, I'm going to use this amount, 6,000 here, because it's my sale. I'm just going to replace everything here. For example, let me start here. You see now, I'm going to use this amount now because I'm using this case. I'm using this. And then here, I just replace this with, because obviously the fraction will still remain the same. Curious now. And how much do we get? I got 487.68. This is the cost of sales that I must come and put here. Guys, it doesn't matter. Even if you are dealing with debtors general, because debtors general has got the cost of sales, the same procedure, you calculate the same. It doesn't change because you're using a different book. Listen now. Just like that, ladies and gentlemen. But I trust you. That was the 12th. Now, let's go to the next one where we said we have got CBR. Let's go and check the information. The next one where we said CBR, this was the 12th. Now it's the 21st. Because now we must go and record what? The one on the 21st. So remember the one here on the 21st, this is for services rendered. There's the difference between selling goods and rendering a service. So again, we must go and record in the book. So note the amount is 6,000 here, and then RT03, Plantville, and then so that you can be able to remember. So firstly, it's going to be RT. I'm going to go and record. So it's a bit blurry there. So it's going to be RT. And then the date is 21st. And then the Plantville. Guys, I'm just going to write Plan V because of space, guys. Bear with me. Plantville, and then how much? The amount was 6,000, if you remember very well. Remember, the amount was 6,000. Can you see now? Again, I need to check if I can go to the bank or not. I'm going to go and check up there if I can go to the bank or not on the 21st. But if you can check the 21st, this is the only transaction on the 21st. I remember very well. So there's no other transaction that goes to CBR on the 21st. And there's no additional information that tells me to wait until a certain date. So what must I do? I go and record on the 21st there. I can transfer, I can underline. Can you see now? Now I can underline because I'm ready for action. And when I underline, and I can just easily go and transfer to the bank. Can you see now? Remember, I transfer because these amounts already are including VAT. The minute they say the amount is excluding VAT, please do not start here. For example, if this 40,000 was excluding VAT, the 40,000 was supposed to be the one that must be under sales. Does that make sense? And you calculate VAT, but by using 15 over 100. Thereafter, you take that VAT, you add the sale to get what? These two columns. So you must be careful. So the same procedure here. This was for the services rendered. Remember, services rendered doesn't have a column here. Remember, anything that doesn't have a column here, it will always go to what? It will always go to the side. Can you see now? So, but I'm still, services rendered are vettable. I must also do the same thing, obviously. So I'm going to say 6,000 times, I'm just going to use this part once again. 6,000 times a 6,000 multiplied by 15 over 115. Let's see how much is VAT. So the VAT is 782.61. So I'm going to go and put it under VAT. Can you see now? Under VAT. And thereafter, same procedure like I did here. I'm going to say 6,000 minus 782. Please do not put it under this. This is not a sale. It is services rendered. Because the services rendered does not have, like have, for example, the column here. I'm going to use the details. So we go to the details. The amount that we are going to deduct, the difference must go to the details. So the difference between difference between 6,000 and 782 is going to be here. It's going to be 5217. And this is for the account called services rendered. Okay, for the services rendered, I'm going to put it under details as services rendered. And that. Okay, just like that. Easy like that. That was the 21st. Let's go to the next, which says CBR. 21st. So even the 22nd said CBR. This is the owner's contribution, capital in the form of 40,000. So I must go and record the RT04. Let's see how it goes. RT04. And the date is the 22nd. And then it was, yeah, it's Mr. Fresh. Is the owner Mr. Fresh? I think so. Remember, if you don't know the owner, just write cash, okay? Don't write capital. And then how much was that? The amount was 40. Same procedure. So if you check on that day, that was the only amount. So I'm going to transfer it to the bank like that. Okay. But to show that it was the only transaction on that day, I'm going to underline. I'm underlining there. You see that? Now, this amount was for the capital because the owner make a contribution. There's no column for capital out there, so I'm going to use this. Remember, capital in the form of cash is not vettable, so not vettable. I'm going to write it as what? 40,000 as it is. Don't calculate VAT on capital, which is non-vettable. This is cash, unless it was something else, and they must tell you that it's vettable. Okay, and I'm just going to write what? Capital here. Listen up. Not vettable. Do not calculate VAT. As long as you see capital under receipts, never ever calculate VAT. I repeat, never ever calculate VAT. But I know you're going to calculate VAT. But I still love you guys. So, yeah, but yeah, at the end of the day, make sure you are careful. Okay. So the next stage, let's go and check the next stage where we said the next stage. Here, I don't see any CBR. I see the CBR here on the 30th. RT05 cash sales. Including VAT, how much? 27,000. So let's go and record on the 30th. On the 30th here, RT05. RT05. The date was the 30th. Okay. And then it was, they didn't give us the name. So if they don't give us the name, we'll just say cash sales. Okay, so if they don't give you the name, just say cash sales. Please do not just write cash. I said cash sales. It's either you write cash sales or sales. If you write cash only, no marks. And the amount was 27,000, if you remember very well, when we reflect the question. And that is the transaction on that day. And it's going to be 27,000. And then, obviously, let me just underline if I forget, because it was the only transaction on that day. And then, this is the sale. It means I need to calculate VAT. Okay. When I calculate VAT, let's see how much are we going to have when we calculate VAT. So I'm going to use this one at the bottom here. Like I said before, I'm just going to change the figures here. Just to save time, the amount is 27,000. Okay, 27,000 times 50 over 105. Use the calculator, please. Amount is 3,521. Double check auditors. So this amount must be under VAT. Okay, this must be under VAT. And then obviously say 27 minus 35. Remember, this is a sale. And then it's then that you are going to find the difference. So if you use your calculator, the difference is 24,478. Can you see now? And it's then that we can find cost of. Remember, you always calculate cost of sales for any amount that I see under sale. Can you see now here, cost of sales, here, cost of sales, here, I must also have cost of sales. But again, remember, for me to have cost of sales, I must use this amount, 23,000 here. I'm going to change it here. Okay, and use my 23,000 here. And obviously, if I do it there, I'm going to change it here. You see? Just going to change it here and put how much? 23,000. And how much will be the cost of sales? Please use the calculator there. Cost of sales is 15,652. This is the amount of the cost of sales, of which I'm going to record here. Okay, I'm going to record here. Let's do this. Okay, so I'm going to record, and then I make sure that this is the cost of sales. Please, can you see if you analyze once, you don't have to do it again. So please make sure you know how to do it. Okay, and that was the only transient at the end. Because of time, I'm not going to total. Remember, you must total if they say you must total. But if they say do not total, do not total. But remember, I advised you after doing that. Remember, if you total, never total this column. Let me just say do not total. Do not total this one. Let me just change the color to show that this is, I mean business when I talk about this one. So I'm just going to change the color like this. Do not total. We total the other columns except this one. So now, I also advised you to write some things at the bottom. From here, bank is an asset. We are receiving cash, so meaning bank is going up on the debit side. Remember, I always advise you to do that. So I want you to write debit here. Just debit. And if the main column, remember bank is the main column. Let me also write here. This is the main column. It's like me now. I'm the main guy. If you don't say I'm the main guy, I'm going to stop this now. I'm joking. So you say banking is on the debit, so the rest will be the opposite. Can you see now? You don't have to worry if you're writing exam. The rest will be the opposite. The rest will be the opposite. The rest will be the opposite. To save time. Can you see now? Except cost of sales will always be the same as the main account. So cost of sales will always be the same account. So other columns in the middle will always differ. So this is what we call the CBR or CBP. Please make sure that you go and practice, and I will see you in the next journal. Thank you so much. Have a great one.